Welcome back to FAK'D TV News on Unorthodox Sales. This is Gregory Higgins, and you're turned on and into the only real fake news that matters today. And today I will have stories for you on how the USA exerts itself as the greatest terrorist organization the world has ever known. A question you need to ask yourself, is fake news actually fake or is it real? And later on in the show, I'll have a special interview with rapper Dee Jay Tee. Over to you, Mike.
Mike Siri here with stories for you on the future of meat. Will it become a thing of the past? And is it really safe to go vegetarian in today's political environment? How Joe Biden has stroked, sniffed, prodded his way to the top, and is he really holding on to a lead in the polls? And will the greatest con man in the history of the world actually be able to keep America great again? Over to you, Jeff.
Jeff Semperman here, and we're asking Americans to name that camp. Is the term concentration camp for the tents that house migrant children a bit too harsh and disparaging? If so, you, the American public, will have the opportunity to name that camp in a more colorful, friendly, and thoughtfully provocative way. Also, the rise of a new TV show called Praise That Dictator, where our president can laugh and have a great time as he joins together with other friendly dictators in finding insulting derogatory names for America's new presidential candidates. And how the newest funeral business for aborted unborn fetuses is highly profitable and real estate friendly. Back to you, Greg.
Thank you, Jeff. And I'm going to have Mike open us up with our first story.
In an effort to help reduce their influence on global warming, some fast food hamburger chains have started introducing what they refer to as near meat burgers to their menus. These vegetarian substitutes for actual beef hamburgers are hoped to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases, both directly from methane generated by beef cattle and indirectly from the effect of deforestation for grazing land, which reduces the amount of forest available to draw in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. However, while well-intentioned, those near-meat burgers have become a very hard sale because of radical meat-loving enthusiasts are threatening to murder Green New Deal climate change-saving warriors that are purchasing near-meat burgers. These pro-beef activists see the trend of meatless burgers as a fringe left-wing attack on the dietary habits of our President Trump, as well as a threat to the cherished American tradition of eating unhealthy amounts of red meat to maintain our dominant position on the food chain. Radical meat lovers are warning the leaf lickers that they won't have time to worry about dying from climate change. That takes too long. I got gun rights here that works right now. Pow!
Well, thank you very much, Mike, for a very informative story. As always with you, Mike. And Jeff's got our next story. Take it over.
As many of our viewers are aware, many Americans are distressed at the thought of migrant children being held in detention centers. Some have even gone so far as to undermine the morale of their fellow citizens by referring to them as concentration camps. But fear not. As usual, the Trump administration is quick to respond to citizens' needs, and the Department of Homeland Security has announced a plan to deal with this issue by adopting more positive nomenclature to ease the distress of critics. Best of all, they're calling for the public to participate in a contest to find new positive term to use for the facilities where children are locked away from their parents with inadequate food, water, and hygiene needs. Your euphemistic name could be the one chosen to label facilities with a bright, cheerful new term that'll uplift the spirits of your fellow real Americans. Instead of languishing in concentration camps, children could be enjoying their leisurely stay at thrifty lodges, the Texas experience, or north of the border. Use your imagination and send in your suggestion as to what the facilities should be called. Finalists selected by a panel of judges will argue the merits of their name on a nationwide television reality TV show event, with the winner to be selected by the viewers. Judges will award special points for entries that emphasize the positive aspects of the facilities, such as freedom from boring schoolwork, an escape from overbearing parents, or the opportunity to lose those extra pounds. Don't just complain about children being locked up in detention centers. Do your part to improve the morale of the country and try your imagination at thinking up a new, more positive name for these exciting facilities that some children are literally dying to get into.
They walk thousands of
Dying to
miles
get
to
out of
get
them,
here,
too.
you know, just for that fine food and a little housing.
There's definitely a draw. They keep coming.
Hey, how about this for a slogan? Our love for your children is intense.
That's
Send
a good
it
one,
in.
Mike.
Send
All
it in.
right,
Should be
thank
picked.
you, Jeff and Mike, for your input. And I got the next story. USA terrorists? News organizations and skeptics around the globe are ashamed of and ready to place blame on the USA for being the largest interglobal terrorist organization in the world. Because when it comes to international global terrorism, there's no country in the world that could ever come close to the devastating power exerted and established globally by the influence peddling, money-hungry United States. USA global terrorism and influence peddling works if you work it. Remember, if you're on our side and you win control of your country, your new government's violent actions against its enemies become legitimate security operations, not terrorism. Just make sure that your group makes allowances for U.S. special interests, such as no taxes on income by foreign corporations, cheap manufacturing with lax environmental and occupational safety regulations, or the ever-popular agreement to host a U.S. military base in your country, and will overlook what we need to so that you can stay in power. Wearing a white hat and claiming to be a good guy while wearing black leather underwear, imposing sanctions, tariffs, authorizing arms sales, and bombing third world countries has proven to be the way to go if you want to stay on top. And who doesn't want to be on top? And maybe on the day when you're not on top. A U.S. government source says that a little golden shower here and there never hurt anyone.
Wow.
Okay, for me, and now we're over to you, Mike, with the next story.
Joe Biden in the lead. After the first round of debates, former Vice President Joe Biden has held on to his lead in the race for president, along with 20 other Democratic hopefuls, continuing to surprise his rivals in all the major polls. Despite a lackluster performance in the debate, the two things that have set Joe apart from and high above all others have been his name recognition and his hands-on approach with the ladies, which has been proven by President Trump to be popular with voters. Voters are tired of weak, girly man candidates, and they want their male leaders to be strong and assertive. And Biden's willingness to seize the personal space of female supporters has endeared him to the electorate that values bold leadership. Compared to Trump, voters surveyed, and they find Biden's approach more confident and manly, even though it is less overtly aggressive. Trump's pussy grabbing seems clumsy and desperate, said one analyst. Joe's more restrained shoulder rubbing and hair sniffing show his willingness to be possessive, but is less frantic. It signals that he knows that she could be his anytime he wants, and he's got no need to rush things. He actually comes off as stronger than Trump in this "will voters agree?" We'll be sure to keep you in the loop as we get our hands on the mood of the voters after spring training as we thrust ourselves into the championship run in November of next year.
That's a very good story.
Very
there,
exciting
Mike.
place to be.
So he's
for,
holding on
male
to
candidate.
surprises in the polls everywhere.
Well, as long
Yeah,
as that's
I
all
think
he's
that's
holding on to,
Sanders'
you know.
liability is he's not frisky enough.
Nah,
It makes him seem weak.
it's for sure. Well, thank you very much, Mike. And Jeff, over to you.
Yes. After the positive response among Trump's supporters to his recent praise for North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un's insulting former Vice President Joe Biden as a low IQ individual, FAK'D TV has learned from an inside source Trump plans to expand on this to produce a new reality TV show. In the yet-to-be-named show, strong leaders such as Kim, Vladimir Putin, Nicolas Maduro, Mohammed bin Salman, and others will compete in insulting Democratic presidential candidates to see who can please audiences and a panel of judges with the most humorous and degrading insults. While the framework and rules of the show have yet to be worked out, it appears that judges will award credit based on originality and how well the insult takes advantage of the target candidate's personal behavior, policy proposals, and or personal appearance. Any other peculiarities of the candidate, such as Mayor Buttigieg and Governor Hickenlooper having funny names, or Secretary Castro being descended from illegal immigrants, are also fair game for insults. Prizes are expected to include opportunities for private summits and historic photo ops to show domestic viewers that the dictator has the attention of the United States, up to favorable policies such as repeal of sanctions and joint trade deals, or Trump's acceptance of innocence for any murders that the dictator may have ordered. Whatever the details, this promises to be an entertaining and exciting spectacle as the world's most brutal and ruthless dictators compete to see who can come up with the most devastating insults as the Democratic primary heats up. That's going to be must-see TV.
That's a hot primary there on the way. Here we go. Low IQ framework.
Low IQ sets a pretty low bar. They can do better than that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I got our next story. Is it fake? Is it fake news? Fake news theories abound in what has truly become the un-United States, formerly the United States. In a FAK'D TV News exclusive investigation, we have uncovered conclusive evidence that the current president was elected through the dedicated work of this country's TV and news executives joining together in a conspiracy that has proved to work, and not only electing President Trump, but also intentionally separating the country into partisan rivalry intended to maximize their viewing and encourage citizens to turn to consumption of their advertisers' products to cope with the resulting stress and discontent. While a clever distraction scheme has cast aspersions at Russia for influencing the 2016 election, our investigation found that the primary effort to degrading the political discourse in the country and encouraging dissension has been accomplished through a highly organized conspiracy involving both liberal and conservative news organizations. These supposedly opposing news outlets actually joined together in an organized rivalry that has proven to work and work big time by drawing the whole world into their devious plan. The highly experienced TV rating and news executives knew that if Trump were elected, he would draw in people from around the globe, thereby keeping audiences worldwide turned into and glued into TV and news broadcasts worldwide all the time, thus in turn making windfall profits for all involved. And this scheme has paid off even better than they could have hoped, as President Trump's flamboyant, antagonistic, and chaotic governing style has yielded a cornucopia of news stories ranging from incarcerated business partners, threats of international conflict, to juicy interpersonal exchanges of insults with critics, to outrages such as kidnapped immigrant children being misplaced or dying in custody. The conspirators could not have imagined the wealth of bizarre stories generated by the Trump administration and are eagerly hoping it will continue for another 4 years, for generating news stories that are as irresistible as a gruesome train wreck. Trump has truly been making America great again. And it's about time.
I'll tell you.
See, you don't invite us to join the conspiracy, we expose it.
For sure.
And we praise it. Praise the news. Mike, you're going to have our next story. It's over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Greg. The great Trump. The Trumpiest Trump there'll ever be, and he's running the White House and the country and is helping to change the tides of world order. So what if he's a liar and a con man? Who cares? He's making America great again, and that's all that matters, isn't it? America hasn't been great since World War II. Great again. Great against values of what once was thought to be the American way. The American way is a thing of the past. Maybe it was always just an illusion. Having values, living in truth, having morals and honesty may really have always been a lie and may have never really been the way of the United States. Maybe it is a truth that the real American way was always to lie, cheat, and steal your way to the top. And Donald Trump has embraced the truth of the American way every time he hugs a flag and tells another lie. Degrades honest, law-abiding public employees and makes another deal to enrich himself and his family through his position as president. It's possible that the truth of America has always been built on lies, greed, and ambition, and who better than a low-life, lying, cheating, in-your-face con man could embrace and embolden the way this white greed-based country has always been from the beginning. And that's why his base loves him so much. He embraces the truth of greed, lies, pornography, and doing whatever dirty deed he has to do to stay on top. And now that's something people can really be proud of. God bless America.
Hi, thank you, Mike, for bringing us into the light. I see it now. The truth will set you free. Okay, thank you, Mike. The truth hurts? Really? Okay, well,
Or hurts and
we'll
sets
just
you free.
ignore that for now. And you take over with the next story, Jeff.
As our well-informed viewers are no doubt aware, a number of states have been in a stiff competition to see which can place the most extensive and unreasonable restrictions on abortions. States are racing to see which can pass laws with the earliest ban on abortions, and after Alabama enacted a law to ban abortions as of conception, only option for states to beat that is to enact a ban on death of an unfertilized ovum. While states look into that possibility, abortion opponents are looking at alternative ways to elevate the recognition of unborn babies over women of childbearing age. One exciting new field of competition has arisen in the wake of the Supreme Court's ruling earlier this year that upheld an Indiana law requiring fetal remains after an abortion to be cremated or buried. Legislators in other states are looking at how they can place even greater restrictions on what happens to aborted babies. Legislators in both Alabama and Kansas have introduced laws that would not only require burial and cremation, but which set requirements for the tiny casket or funerary urn to be used. In the case of a burial, Kansas law would set a minimum number of 4 pallbearers. A proposed Georgia law would require the so-called mother to choose a name for the unborn baby and require an obituary to appear in all local papers. Supporters say the law would not only assure that unborn Peach State citizens receive the recognition that they are due, but would also help the struggling newspaper sector, since obituaries are one of the few things that anyone still reads. But perhaps the most ambitious new proposal is a bill introduced in Mississippi which would make resident unborn babies post-mortem honorary graduates of Ole Miss. There's no reason that any unborn Mississippian should be deprived of an education just because his or her mother is a selfish, irresponsible slut, stated one sponsor of the bill. However, it should be noted that the bill contains no provisions for advancing the educational opportunities of post-birth children in the state. What will abortion opponents in other states dream up to top that? We'll keep you informed as this exciting competition among the states continues.
Oh, thank you very much, Jeff. That's good. Oh, damn.
You okay?
Damn. I got a problem. I think I gotta go.
You took that.
I took some of that lax, Turbo Lax from Onoco Products just 10 minutes ago. Damn, this stuff went fast. I thought I could wait and finish the show, but that's not happening, Jeff. I'll have to ask you to take over the interview with Dee Jay Tee. I gotta run fast. Mike, help out Jeff if he needs it, will you please?
Sure, will do. You should know that Turbolax is guaranteed to clean you out in a hurry. That's Turbolax from Onoco Products. Onoco Turbolax is always guaranteed to clean out the most constipated customers. Even a man as stuck up as you, Greg.
Hey, thanks for backing me up, Mike.
Oh, sure thing, Greg. It's always a pleasure to back you up.
Yeah, Greg, don't worry about this interview. I'm sure I can find someone to clean up any mess you leave behind. Won't have a problem getting through this interview with Dee Jay Tee. Go.
I'm out of here.
Well, tonight is a special, very special night because right now I have the opportunity to interview on our very own FAK'D TV news show, the one, the only, big money, nobody knows more about it than me, slippery son of an NRA gun, the man with a plan, more juice than OJ, the DJ, supreme leader, master of the deal, man that knows how to lose billions of dollars of OPM and can keep getting those billion-dollar loans, Mr. Dee Jay Tee.
Thanks for the introduction. Dee Jay Tee, Jeff. Dee Jay Tee is grateful. What happened to that guy Gregory Higgins that was supposed to interview me?
Oh, Greg, he had a unexpected emergency and had to run.
I hope it was
I
nothing
got the paper and the pen.
Serious.
I have a feeling he's gonna make it through all right.
Good. Well, what I'm here and what Dee Jay Tee really needs to say is what it is, right? What it is what we and what a country want, and what Dee Jay Tee wants to. You know what I'm saying? And what it is we the people and Dee Jay Tee wants is protection, right? Everybody needs protection. We can't exist in peace at all without protection. You know what I'm saying, Master Jeff?
Protection? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mr. Dee Jay Tee. Something about prophylactics? Can you extrapolate a bit more on this protection situation?
Sure, I'll extrapolate for you. Extrapolate on this, all right? There's an evilness rushing our borders, right? Our great, big, beautiful country is being invaded in exponentially extravagant proportions that's unbelievably unbelievable. Believe me, you know what I mean?
Now I believe I'm starting to get the signal.
Now! Good. Get this Dee Jay Tee signal. How is it you think our country's gonna come across this protection, eh? We all gotta work together. But we got a problem, right? Problems keep popping up all over the place all the time, you know what I mean? And Dee Jay Tee got the solution. You see, what we gotta do is to work together, right? Togetherness together with Dee Jay Tee. But there's always them people that gonna throw a monkey wrench in the process, eh? Dems are throwing a freaking monkey wrench into Dee Jay Tee's business. So what we gonna do, eh? We gonna let them Dems give away all our hard-earned tax dollars to a bunch of dirty, hungry, ugly, homeless, unholy mongrels? Free money, free Medicare for all these losers crossing our borders? So what we gonna do, eh? We gonna do what we gotta do to protect the people and the dollars. That's what we gotta do. We gotta do it, and we gotta do it now. We want a wall, a great big beautiful wall, the most beautiful wall anybody ever seen in the world, because that's the way we provide proper protection for the people, eh?
Yes, sir, Mr. Dee Jay Tee. We gotta work together, and we gotta protect our border, because if we don't have secure borders, what do we have?
That's right, and that's Dee Jay Tee. You should get that straight. Yeah, that's damn right, eh? You got it now. Chaos is what we got. We gotta build that freaking wall, and I mean we gotta build it high and strong. What? And all we need is a measly $8-9 billion, eh? A measly 8 and 9 billion? I know people that gamble that much cash on a new investment, and we can't get it for our freaking wall to save our own lives in our own country. It's just like when you wake up in the morning and your hair is a mess and you can't have that, right? So you fix it up, straighten it, comb it over, make it right, and then you fix your face with a little spray tan, right? Well, that's what we gotta do with this freaking wall, eh? We just go to the border, we see the roaches scurrying all over the place, we stomp them out with some and chase them away with some 50 caliber roach spray or whatever we gotta do, and we put up the freaking wall. If we gotta go over a little freaking mountain here and there, that's what we gotta do. To spend a few billion extra on a nice paint job, maybe you're shiny like a huge, beautiful apartment tower. You know what I mean?
Yes, right. Prop up a wall, just like a big comb over, and make it shiny, look like a good spray job.
No,
Sam.
you dipshit! You listening to me? You just missed the point.
Oh.
You just freaking missed the point. I'm talking about I'm not talking about a freaking comb over. I'm talking about a wall. We gotta build a freaking wall, and we gotta build it now. That's what I'm saying. We don't want people seeing us with a hair mess and a pants down, eh?
No, we definitely don't want them to catch us with our pants down.
No, we don't want them to ever catch me with my pants down. And if they do, I got some lawyers that cut their balls off.
Yes, starting right away, right now. Build the wall, keep our pants on, and don't look a mess.
Yeah, no, we don't want our country looking a mess. And we want the world to look up to us and see how big, beautiful, shiny wall. Next thing you know, the world will be following our lead, and every other country where there's good, fine people living around the world will be building walls just like ours, keeping the evil elements out, eh?
You're right, our country has always been in the lead, always been the country to follow. Mr. Dee Jay Tee, we could be the leaders in the newest wall building trend.
That's right. That's damn right. They all been following us since the beginning of time, way back when you know, way back when there was like history, and George Washington was drafting the document of constipulation and having his face put on dollar bills, the way we should be doing, like a long time ago, since like the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand perfectly, Mr. Dee Jay Tee. They've all been following us since the beginning of time. That's the way it was way back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
This country was great, and it's almost great again. But this place needs work, okay? It's a freaking mess. We gotta build a wall, eh? And we gotta build a freaking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 billion dollars. That's all we need to start to change the world for the better. Keep the evil elements out. This world is covered with evil people looking to do evil things. They're drug smugglers and murderers and rapists and perverts grabbing women by their privates without even asking because they know they can do it. We can't have that, right? But it's happening all over the place. Everywhere in the freaking country. We need the wall, and like it says in the song, we will build a wall from sea to goddamn shining sea. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you need to write a new song, Dee Jay Tee. Motivate people.
You're goddamn right I need to write a new song.
Maybe you could try something out right now.
Damn straight, Dee Jay Tee's always ready to write a new dope song. Let me think of something a minute. All right, here it goes. God built America with the help of unpaid slave labor. But in order to make it great again, we need a big shiny wall that stretches from sea to shiny sea. Stand beside her and guard her, keeping hordes of Mexicans and Muslims away. Through the big boobs and the cleavage and the joints and the strip joints filled with beer foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America and God's skanky whores. Something like that. I know it needs a little work. Maybe I'll add some hamburgers and fried chicken in there somewhere.
Why, that's a Beautiful rendition of the song. Let's see if it sticks.
Ah, it'll stick because Dee Jay Tee wrote it. God bless America, and let's build a goddamn wall. Amen.
Maybe instead of beef, what about like near meat that they're coming out with?
It's cut. That was rough. I gotta be more careful using that Turbolax. I hope it went well with that interview with Dee Jay Tee.
Oh, yes, I thought it went very well. He's a very strange and interesting fellow.
That's it? Strange and interesting?
Yeah, that's about it. You can see it for yourself.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I I think the guy's a little bit off the wall.
Off the wall? What do you mean off the wall?
Well, maybe he should actually get off the wall and be looked up inside some walls.
Looked up?
No, locked up inside some walls. You know, somewhere he'll be safe from the public, or the public will be safe from him.
Okay, well, I guess it's best if we sit down and watch the interview, or I watch the interview for myself.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best idea.
That's it for this show. This is Gregory Higgins, and I'd like to thank you for taking your time to watch our news tonight. So you guys at home, ladies and children of all sizes, colors, and ethnicities, when the stories are too good to wait for the facts, we at FAK'D TV News bring you the news as we see fit. So please have a good time out there, and remember to be honest to the spirit that lives within you. Mike, can you say goodnight?
Good night, viewers.
And Jeff, could you say good night?
Good night, people out there everywhere.
Goodbye. Have a good time till next time.